대한민국이 사랑하는 최고의 뮤지션 미카 씨를 만나봤습니다. Hi Mika, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
My name is Eric, and your name is?
My name is Mika. Mikael.
Yes. Is there any particular reason that you come to Korea so often?
Because it's fun.
Because it's fun?
And because the public here is kind of, I don't know, they throw themselves into gigs and stuff in a way that very few people do around the world. And also it's a very open crowd. It's a really open public. Like they sing along to French songs, new songs, they kind of have this ability to learn them really fast as well. So just as far as a musician, it's really a pleasure to play here. Look at the Jazz Festival. The Jazz Festival here has everyone from Herbie Hancock to Basement Jaxx to me. It's just really eclectic. There's an appetite here, which I think is really satisfying for a musician.
Okay, all right. Well,
and I like it.
And you like it.
Which helps.
That helps a lot.
Because I like Seoul. I can lose myself in Seoul. I can waste many days just hanging out in Seoul.
Awesome.
This is just like this cave of like endless amounts of things to find out. And, like,
well, you gotta let me know some of these because I'm like getting bored here now. I'm just like, oh, what do I do now?
I was with a bunch of Korean people yesterday. I was like, let's go to this place, let's go to that place, and they didn't even know they existed.
Yeah, I feel like you know more than we do.
Yeah, well, all you need is a telephone.
All right. Well, we're glad you're here. I know you mentioned that the energy here from your fans is so much different from a lot of other places. Is there anything else that you look forward to when you're on stage that this is why I'm a musician in Korea, or I just love it here so much, or what's the craziest fan moment you've had in Korea?
The craziest fan moment, well, they've always like planned surprises at each one of my gigs. So like, paper airplane, 4,000 paper airplanes all at the same time flying through the air. Or like toilet paper was one of them. Not at me, at like just streaming through the audience.
It looks pretty cool though, right?
It looks amazing, yeah. I mean, you throw toilet paper at someone normally and it doesn't mean something
it's
nice.
Kind of an insult
yeah, but in this context, it was an enormous compliment. It's just also just the way that Korean fans sing.
Okay, I've heard that often.
Quite loud, quite amazing.
We're gonna get into
just
it, right?
Yeah, cut it with a knife. Just an awesome crowd.
Well, on that note, we actually have some video of some fan events, I believe. What is this? Oh, this is the toilet paper.
Yeah,
right?
That's toilet paper.
And then I heard there was like golden glitter powder.
Oh yeah, then they throw golden glitter powder everywhere. It's just, it's kind of I don't know. It suits my shows because when you come to one of my gigs, it's I truly encourage like my crowd to leave the world outside behind. So in the same way that when I make a record, when I make an album, it's like it's not a normal pop album. They're almost like they're like a show, really.
Like
you just
experiences.
Well, you step into it, and the gigs are like that too. That's why the visual aspect is so important. There's always a kind of theatrical quality to it. So that, and also when you go to one of my gigs, you'll see like you'll have like a teenager, a 40-year-old muso. You have like girls, guys, married people. You'll have goths who never go to pop gigs, but they go to my gigs because there's something quite extreme about the way that I present my music, and you can really step into that universe.
That's amazing.
I think it's really important to be unapologetic when you're on stage, to just kind of allow yourself to dare to do something that is different.
Well, that's very, very inspiring. I actually have my first solo concert in Seoul next month.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm like freaking out.
You are?
Because
Why?
I've done it internationally, but I've never done my own thing in Korea. So I need some tips. Is there something that you're like, I must have this, or this I must
No,
be
there's
aware of?
one thing. Okay, how can I describe it? Here, give me your hand. Okay, so, oh no, don't, like resist.
Okay.
So you see that feeling there, like that tension. That has to start at the beginning of a gig and not let go until the show's over and they're walking out. Okay. So that tension has to be really tight the entire time. Even when you're singing a slow song, you have to have this kind of like tension so that people are glued. And also, you'll know that it's working when you're doing the gig and it feels like it's gone by in like 5 or 10 minutes. And also, I think that set lists, I often get really angry with people's set lists.
Why?
Well, because you have to do a show for the fans. You have to do, you have to kind of like you have to give people all the songs they want, because there's nothing worse than a frustrated audience. At the same time, you can't just do them like the record. You have to reinvent them. Otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah. So how many songs do you usually do at a concert?
Sometimes I can storm through like 21.
Oh, okay.
Or 22 even, like quite a few.
All right.
How many are you going to do?
I have like 18, 19.
You have 18, 19?
Yeah,
how many albums have you made?
I don't have that many, so I'm doing a lot of covers.
But how many albums?
I have a mini, and then I have like 3, 4 singles, and
okay.
And then a bunch of covers and
a bunch of covers.
Drama.
I know the perfect solution for your gig, and it'll alleviate all stress. Do Mika covers.
Mika covers. But your songs are so hard.
Oh, yeah, well, you speak English well.
Okay, wait, can you teach
Actually,
me?
do Korean versions of my songs.
Okay, well, how am I gonna do a Korean version of your song?
Well, let's do one now.
Okay, let's do it right now.
Okay, let's figure it out. So, let's take Popular.
Popular.
So it goes, popular, I know about popular. How'd you say that in Korean now? How'd you say popular in Korean?
인기 있어.
인기 있어.
That sounds so weird.
Say, I know about 인기 있어. How'd you say?
유명해. I know about popular.
I know about.
I know about 유명해. Oh wait, hold on. Help me out. My Korean is not my first language. All right. So,
인기 있어.
인기 있어.
인기 있어.
인기 있어.
Oh, I feel like I'm teaching you.
인기 있어?
인기 있어.
인기 있어.
인기 있어. 나나나나 인기 있어.
All right, I'm gonna work on that. I'll
Yeah,
send it to you, and then you let me know what you think.
It's the solution to all your fears.
All right, so Mika cover at my concert. I'll work on that. All right, awesome. Well, anything you have planned special for this event at the Seoul Jazz Festival? Anything kind of crazy?
Well, it's a new show.
Okay.
So it looks different.
Okay.
It looks so different that I haven't even seen parts of it yet, because it just came from the workshop where we were building it. The set list is from all 4 albums, including my newest one, which isn't out yet, which is No Place in Heaven.
I'm really excited for it. Everybody buy this album, download it. It's not all available yet, but hopefully by the time this is out.
And it's cool. There's my band now plays so many different instruments. From
A lot of instruments. How many instruments?
saxophone, clarinet, drums, guitar, bass, steel pans, marimba,
The whole world.
yeah, organ,
Oh my
just tons. It's kind of cool, because it just means that the show can kind of take on a different quality. There's a lot of improvisation that happens as well on stage, and the crowd has to sing a lot in this show.
Okay.
Which shouldn't be a problem for the Korean
No
audience.
problem at all.
No.
I know they love your music, so they're gonna catch on real quick. All right, I'm gonna look forward to that. Speaking about your stages and your performances, your fashion is also very unique and eye-catching and very, I guess, dapper.
Dapper.
Yeah, always looking good. Looking good there, looking good here.
Not a little bit like a little messy there.
What's going on here?
I just tumbled out of bed for that one.
Well, it looks good.
So,
all right.
The most important bit of styling. Hello, strange person.
Yes.
What the hell is happening?
And on this note, he's making some outfits.
Hi. Wow.
Yeah, this is our astronaut
Hey,
friend.
spaceman.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Spaceman. Good. All right. Well, so.
You're hot, spaceman. Are you okay?
Are you hot? Is it? You're okay. He's fine. All right.
Wicked suit. Okay, check this out.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about these outfits. We heard that your mother actually designed some of them.
No, not all of them. It depends.
Some?
Depends. God, you really chose my worst outfits.
What? Okay. So did your mom put any of these together?
No.
Okay.
This one. Well, let me see. Oh God. This one was cool. This one was we brought this show to Korea, actually, to Seoul. It was all based on, like, the court of Louis XVI in France. And I started off as a king, and I ended up as Napoleon, and I...
Transforming throughout the stages and all.
Exactly. And there was all these paintings everywhere. That, I don't know what's happening. I'm wearing, like, probably my little cousin's dolls on
Looks
me.
like voodoo dolls.
This is actually made by fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I picked it up.
That's
they gave it to
amazing.
me outside one of my gigs, and I wore it at a concert.
Wow.
This is actually a friend of mine's jacket that I tried on that morning, and the designer Christian Louboutin, that's his jacket. I borrowed it and wore it in a gig. And what else?
What are those?
These.
The thingamajiggers.
So these are like traditional tribal the kind of accessories that these little pom-pom things.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I think it's I don't know. I think these clothes aren't real.
They're not real.
Well, not really. They're
does that
kind of because this isn't. You wouldn't go to a supermarket dressed in that, would you?
I mean, I could. I won't, but I could.
You could physically. I'm sure you could. But it's this whole kind of they're supposed to not be real. Just like our spaceman here, who we seem to have forgotten about. He wouldn't go buy milk. He wouldn't go to Lottie like that.
Actually, he flew to Paris like this last
Did he really?
Yeah,
Oh,
which
poor
is,
man.
I don't know why, but...
Yeah, I hope you pay him a lot of money.
But yes, so your fashion, let's talk about it a little bit.
감사합니다.
감사합니다. Bye. He's our special friend.
He's
special.
your special friend.
He's our special friend. Well, your fans actually wanted us to ask you about your mother and her fashion, and how you guys are involved with that.
Yeah, she works a lot on the styling. I started doing television, TV shows, like 2-3 years ago now. And I was like, okay, if I'm going to do these shows, I looked at what people were kind of wearing. And the girls kind of get dressed up as if it's like a Saturday night and they're out for some Chardonnay or something. And the guys just look like they've been hanging out in JCPenney. And so I decided that I would have a little bit more fun.
Okay.
So my mother was like, okay, let's do this. So we started working with Valentino in Italy and everything. We started, collaborating with them to have all these couture pieces. Every show is a different suit, because that couture Valentino suit made for the show.
Yeah.
And it's really fun allowing yourself to wear those kind of clothes. Like I said, I wouldn't wear them going to the supermarket, but on TV, there has to be a sense of fantasy. There has to be like a non-real quality.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's, you're not making full advantage of it. Like I think it's fun. And my mother has a great sense of how far you can go without being ridiculous. Because the last thing you want to be is ridiculous.
Okay. Well, speaking of a little ridiculous, we know you're very...
So you can be a little ridiculous.
You can be a little ridiculous.
I am a little ridiculous.
But that's why we
sometimes.
love you, right? That's why you're Mika, and that's why your fans love you as well. But we know that you're also good friends with Lady Gaga, and her fashion is interesting at times.
Right.
So even as her friend, I'm sure there are certain outfits that you say like, that's really cool. And the other ones you're like, why? I don't understand. What?
But I think she looks great.
Yeah?
Yeah. They're funny.
They're funny.
But they're also, you can see how much work has gone into
Yes,
them.
they're pieces of art.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about art. I think they're pieces of costume art.
Costume art. Okay.
They're just, it's fun. It's hard to get out of the car dressed in that.
Yeah, I'm
but
curious how she got there.
it's amazing. I mean, it's kind of, it's admirable how much concept and effort and how many of those looks she can put together, and how wide her influences are. She kind of purges from all the different fields, from art to fashion to animation to movies to kind of like scour. It's not just the clothes, because there's not like a few outfits. There's just like hundreds, if not thousands of outfits. Yeah, it's good. She has fun with it. She carries it well, and she doesn't lose her conviction. It's one thing dressed like that and then to behave in a ridiculous way. She doesn't. She just kind of keeps her cool, and she's just so courageous with it. That's why I think it works.
Okay, all right. That's very well put. Well, we also have to talk about your music. Clearly, you're a musician.
Yeah, but it's all related. I mean, it's all part of the same thing. My drawings, even the cover.
Did you draw this yourself?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
But all the artwork has always been done by me and my sister. since the beginning.
Wow.
We just didn't have anyone to work with, and we had no money to pay anyone else to do it, so we figured out how to do it ourselves.
So you and your family, your entire family seems to be very...
Not my entire family. My family's big.
How big is your family?
We're 5 brothers and sisters.
Oh, wow.
So just my sister works with me.
Okay, so your sister and then your mother helps you with some of the fashion.
Yeah, exactly.
And your sister does some of your artwork with you.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool to have.
But it's all comes from the music, and it's all to illustrate the songs as well.
Okay. Well, you know, a lot of your music, I think something that clicks is some of the music could be really bright, but the lyrics can be a little bit darker.
Right, there's that kind of tension between the two.
Do you do that on purpose?
Yes.
When you're writing?
Well, it's just how I write. I think it comes from my culture, this kind of, the Lebanese side of my culture, which is always this mixture of elation and total sadness at the same time is very, very much a characteristic of my family and of how we grew up.
Okay. That's fascinating.
But also because it provokes, it means that the happiness is more credible. It's not like, it's not, you know, Disney. And even it's funny because Disney's interesting because old Disney always had that kind of hint of darkness. You know, it was never just, just, there's this kind of, when something is just purely joyful, it can be really sinister because you don't trust it. But when there's joy, but there's also darkness, I don't know, it becomes a lot more credible, a lot more real.
I heard this story, that following the success of your first album, you moved into a very nice place in LA, and your mother said, as an artist, as a writer, you gotta be somewhere a little more humble, you know? And so then you put together something a little more humble.
No. What happened was I found this amazing place I wanted to rent, and then she was just like, "You're crazy! Don't go there. Why are you doing that?" And so she put me in my place. She was like, "Get real." And so I booked the same apartment, the same dump that I was staying in the first time. And it was awful. I regretted it. And she was wrong. She was so wrong. It was like people having parties until like 5 o'clock in the morning all the time. Like people smoking in the corridors all the time. It's just, she was wrong.
Just bad to focus.
Just bad. Just
overall
nice
bad.
Place. You know, kind of my mother's superstition. Sitting there going, no.
Okay, so more superstition than anything else.
I think so.
All right.
You know.
Well, when you write your music, is there a certain process you go through, like a place you go to, or you know, you gotta have your computer here and your keyboard here, and how do you go about it?
I used to be paranoid, just like before my gigs. I used to be obsessed with my routine. I'd brush my teeth, do something 3 times, another thing 2 times, another thing once, and then you're ready for the stage.
Okay. Sounds tiring.
Exactly, it's exhausting. It's actually, you realize how much time you waste in this kind of obsessive compulsive frenzy, and it's really just about trying to control the situation that you know you can't control. Just give in. And you realize that actually by giving in, you can put your energy into the right place, which is writing or performing, without having to be so paranoid about the ceremony of something. The ceremony is the gig. The ceremony is the writing. And once you get that into your head, it's really liberating. I used to be really, really superstitious and obsessed. And now, the only thing is that I like to walk on the stage with my right foot.
The first step onto stage is right foot.
The first step, like, because you know, most stages you step up onto them, right? So you have to I count the steps so that I always land on my right foot. That's the one thing that's remained.
That's cool.
Well, it's not really a superstition. It's just about the idea that you're stepping onto a stage, and even the way you step on it is considered. It's like, now I'm working. Count the steps, step on with the right. As soon as the right foot goes down on that stage, you're in the gig.
Boom, you're on.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's zoning.
That's a cool way to think about it. All right. Yeah. So this new album that's coming up.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
It's called No Place in Heaven. It sounds like it could have been made in the 70s. So it's really, it's a singer-songwriter pop album in the kind of with the flavors of those records from the 70s and the late 60s. It doesn't sound like electronic programmed pop from today. It sounds like it could have been made ages ago, or in 10 years' time. It's timeless in that sense. It's really playful. There's a lot of me back at the piano, like on my first record. And at the same time, there's this kind of I don't know. There's a real mix between songs change. Like Last Party, for example, which was one of my favorite songs on the album. It starts really sad and then it ends up really euphoric. It takes a lot of risks, this record, but overall it's quite beautiful.
Okay, so some people wanted to ask the meaning of your song Last Party. We heard that it was generally we're all gonna die, so let's have fun. Is that right?
No, it's actually about. It's about Freddie Mercury. Part of it is about Freddie Mercury, and that's why there's a reference to Mercury. And when he found out that he was really ill, he actually went and locked himself up in a club and partied away for a couple of days. And it's about what happens when you receive really life-changing, terrifying news. There's this mixture of real sadness and euphoria as well. As you let yourself go into the wind. And that's why the song is written the way it is.
All right. Well, if, we're all going to pass at some point.
Well, you are.
I'm definitely going to pass.
Well, so am I hope.
But, so at your funeral, what are some songs that you want to be played? That want to be played? Is that a morbid question?
At my funeral? I don't want a funeral.
You don't?
No, just plant me a tree.
A tree? Just done.
That's it.
Simple.
And yeah, you can go have a picnic there if you want from time to time. I can shade you from the sun.
That would be great. All right.
If anything, I could be an apple tree. That way I can even give you something to eat.
Yeah.
I can be a useful tree.
Okay.
Just don't chop me down and make a cupboard, because then I'll just be a cupboard that used to be a tree, which is not the way I want to go.
All right, you guys keep that in mind. No cupboards, please.
Don't turn me into a cupboard, please.
Do not turn me into
That's the only thing I ask.
All right. So we also know that you're very, very good with your Korean. You've been here a few times. You've picked up a few words.
Yeah.
What are your favorite?
Picked them up and forgotten them.
What are some ones that you remember?
But every time I say anything, everyone just laughs.
Really?
Yeah. Even when I say 감사합니다, they're like, like, what's funny?
They think it's cute. That's why.
No, I think it's because my accent's terrible.
No. Because my
Teach me something then.
What? Teach me something then. What should I
say?
Teach you?
The economic situation.
Oh my gosh, I can't even say that.
Say the economic situation in Europe is worrying. I want to say the economic situation in Europe.
유럽의 경제 상황. 경제 상황.
유럽의 경제 상황.
야, 유럽의 경제 상황.
유럽의 경제 상황.
이 매우 걱정됩니다.
이 매우 걱정됩니다.
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 You got it.
유럽의
경제 상황이.
Oh my god.
I already forgot it. That's why I was like, what is it? 유럽의 경제 상황이.
유럽의 경제 상황이
매우 걱정됩니다.
걱정됩니다.
There you go. 자, you got it.
See?
Well, okay.
They could be presenting the nightly news. 유럽의
경제 상황이 매우 걱정됩니다.
매우 걱정됩니다.
Oh yeah! I'm gonna turn into that.
And then you take
right,
the cards and go, 유럽의 걱정 상황이.
Live from the newsroom. Very good. Well, we have this little thing right here on that cue card for you. We're gonna
help you continue.
No!
Mika, to help you continue your Korean studies,
yes.
we have a little test that announces to help you practice. Soy sauce factory. Why does it say soy sauce factory?
All right, let me explain this to you. All right, this 간장 공장.
간장 공장.
Yes, that means soy sauce factory.
간장 공장.
Yes, so we're gonna
유럽의 간장 공장.
Europe's soy sauce factories are very worried. All right, and on that note, our space friend's gonna join us again.
Oh no.
All right, so we're gonna go through this little thing right here. It's like a word, a tongue twister. Okay.
간장 공장, 공장장윤, 장 이거.
That's pretty good.
How would you say? Oh no.
It's good. 된장 공장 공장장은
된장 공장 공장장은 강공장장이다.
You got it.
유럽의 현재 유럽의
경제 상황이
경제 상황이
매우
매우
걱정됩니다.
걱정됩니다. Ah.
And this is some kanjang, some soy sauce for you.
Oh, I thought it was soju.
We'll go get soju. Soju, please. Are you a soju fan?
감사합니다. But I don't want. No. You don't need soy sauce in space?
Goodbye. He's going. All
Yeah,
right.
he speaks less Korean than me. I speak better Korean.
You do. You do.
Yeah.
But we read that at the age of
not.
7, you started playing the piano.
Yes.
And the first song you played was
Angry.
Angry. It
Yeah.
was just an angry song.
Yeah, I wrote a song called Angry.
Oh, you wrote a song called Angry at 7?
Yeah.
What were
I
you
was
so
7
angry
or 8.
about?
I don't know, it's just angry.
Do you remember the lyrics?
No, but we could probably...
Okay.
What?
Well, if you're gonna bring this in, we have a little,
Oh, this is...
right? A little keyboard.
This is a good present.
This is a state of the art. This is approved by NASA. Top. Oh.
It'll only let me play one note at a time.
What?
See, I tried. If I play a chord, it gives me one note.
Yeah. Well, can we hear a one-note version of Angry?
Sure. Yurobe. If I was a kid, this would literally be the best thing ever. How do I stop it though?
I have no idea.
I can't.
Okay. Fair enough.
My fingers are too fat to play this piano. That's why.
Well, thank you for that mini concert.
Yurobe.
Here are the next questions. How much longer are you in Korea? Anything you?
Good question. I'm in Korea for another few days.
Few days.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're performing, and anything
I'm
else?
performing at Seoul Jazz Festival.
Okay.
I'm doing a showcase this afternoon. And I'm doing a bunch of photo shoots,
Okay. Okay.
which is cool.
Awesome. Well, I hope you have a really great time.
I hope
doing
so too.
all that. Any plans for a full concert in Korea? A solo Mika, full-blown, full-fledged concert?
I would love that more than anything.
We would love to see
I really
that,
would.
so.
It would be an amazing thing to do. So, you know,
Okay.
eventually, hopefully with the next
Fingers
record,
crossed.
I'll come back and it won't take me too long and
Okay.
I'll do like a proper standalone Mika show.
We would love to see that.
Me too.
All right. Any messages or anything you want to say to your Korean fans?
Yurobe. 감사합니다. And I think, actually, you know what? It's amazing the amount of stuff I get online from, even though I don't come here all the time, you know, I get so much communication on my Twitter, on my Instagram from my fans in Korea. I mean, I get a lot of messages in Korean, like in characters, to me. But I don't read Korean. But I get a lot in English as well, which and a lot in French, like from Koreans who speak French or who are learning French, and it's amazing to be able to keep that contact as well. So, thank you for your support. Thank you for welcoming me so warmly every single time I come here. You're probably, if not the best, one of the best audiences in the world, and it's an honor and a privilege. Thank you.
Oh, and we have a gift for you.
You have
More
a gift
gifts.
for me?
You could take this, and you could, you know, take it on the plane.
This is
or
for
whatever.
me?
Yes, you could
But
take.
it's broken.
Oh gosh. Well,
It was.
I'm gonna. Oh, we have this for you. We have this.
Oh wow, that's actually
piece of
amazing.
art.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you,
for
Spaceman.
you.
This is wicked. Look at
So
that.
yeah, you can. Hopefully, it's not too big to take back with you, but
Phenomenal.
it's a Korean artist.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, absolutely.
If only I could look that cool all the time.
You do. You
I
do.
don't. I don't, but I can live in hope.
All right. Very good.
And I
And
haven't-
We have some other things for you. Go ahead. He wanted to do this.
Ah! What did I say? You're the best audience in the world. May I have some?
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes.
You don't pay!
All right.
Shit, we made a mess.
Sorry. Thank you. Thank you so much.